passengers. So what's happening? Well, they're slashing their budget. The police department, first and foremost, is going to get hit at those numbers just in the next fiscal year.
どれくらい待った？
待たないよ。
あ、今すぐ来たの？座ってるかと思って来たんだけど。
今来たばっかりで。
あ、今来たばっかり。ちょうどよかったね。シャワー浴びたの？
グッドタイミングで。
シャワー浴びたの？サウナ入った？
サウナ入んないよ。
スチーム。
スチーム。
スチーム。スリッパ持ってった今日。スリッパ持ってった。じゃあスリッパ使ったんだね。どうだったクラスは？
白髪の先生で。
人数多かった今日。
少なかったね。
少なかった。
25人ぐらいしかいなかった。
25人。よかったね。
Silver iodide into clouds to create rain droplets. The process known as cloud seeding. And the hope is the water produced washes away the city's dirty air. The move comes after air quality in North India returned to crisis levels. This week, Delhi was the most polluted city in the world, according to Swiss group IQ Air.
It's the busiest time of the year for travel, with Thanksgiving less than a week away. Alicia Acuna reports from Denver, Colorado.
TSA says that the 3 busiest days at our nation's airport will be Tuesday and Wednesday and the Sunday after Thanksgiving. They want all travelers to get to their airports at least 2 hours prior to their flight to get through the security lines and such. Recently, a majority of the Colorado congressional delegation wrote a letter to the TSA administrator accusing the TSA of not meeting the staffing needs for Denver and its heavy load of passengers.
This comes as a major storm is heading to the east coast.
だいぶ慣れてきた。じゃあ最初から最後までついていってる。楽になったんだろうけど、体が。水持ってった？忘れ物ない？
ないよ。水持ってって。
AFR.net is where you can check out the show, or you can download the AFR app wherever, whatever type of device you use. You can download the American Family Radio app. It's free. It takes you just a couple minutes, and then you can listen to the program at your convenience. That is AFR.net or the AFR app. Hey, by the way, we get video up as we do each show over at streaming.afa.net, streaming.afa.net, and you can go there and watch the video at your convenience. You can create a free account or a Great Commission Partner account, either one, and watch the program there. We're also on Facebook, at the Core on Facebook. Hey, if you haven't been reminded, I want to do so now about Operation Christmas Child. Monday is drop-off day. Monday is the deadline for National Collection Week. And so, if you're listening to this and you haven't packed a shoebox or you haven't delivered it for National Collection Week, go ahead and do so now. If you want to find out more about the work of Samaritan's Purse and specifically Operation Christmas Child, you can go to SamaritansPurse.org/OCC, SamaritansPurse.org/OCC. We're in Psalm chapter 96 for the week. Psalm chapter 96. Oh, sing to the Lord a new song. Sing to the Lord, all the earth. Sing to the Lord, bless his name. Tell of his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the nations, his marvelous works among all the peoples. For great is the Lord and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. That's Psalm chapter 96. That's our scripture for the week, verses 1 through 4. Hey, I want to cover a story that I talked to Jerry Boyer a little bit about this in the earlier in the week on the program. He's president and founder of Boyer Research, but I want to cover this again and then link to it. But we've been working with Jerry Boyer and his group on submitting proposals for these various corporations. So if you're a stockholder in a corporation, you own part of the company, or if you're a shareholder rather in these companies, then you're a part owner of the company, which means you get to vote on shareholder items, and you get to present proposals for to be voted on at the annual shareholder meeting. So that's a ability that everyone who owns shares in various companies get to do. Very few people actually utilize, in the grand scheme of the number of people that own the shares, very few people actually vote and present proposals for these various corporations. And so it's really a prime opportunity for activism. And of course, we've seen the left, they're the first ones to show up at these shareholder meetings and present their left-wing Marxist proposals. So that's what we're doing with Jerry Boyer, and it's proved very beneficial. Right now we've got a proposal before Apple Corporation, and we're wanting them to conduct a review and disclose their App Store review practices, because they say that they're not biased, they say that they're fair, and they say that they're objective, but their actions do not show that. Their actions do not show that. We've seen the Bible app and the Quran app removed from the App Store in China at the behest of the Chinese Communist Party. And we've seen other apps domestically here in America that were taken down or not granted approval for unknown reasons. And we believe these reasons to really be ideologically driven at the root, but we don't have the receipts. We don't know for sure. And that's why we're asking Apple to be transparent about their App Store practices. We're doing that with the shareholder proposal. We're also presenting a proposal before the Bank of New York on debanking, because debanking, I've told you this before, that I predicted that this is the warfare of the future, and that is economic warfare through debanking. And we saw Ambassador Sam Brownback. He was debanked by J.P. Morgan Chase, and we've seen American Family Association was deplatformed by a company called Stripe out of San Francisco, and they're a major credit card processing company, and they deplatformed us overnight. So this is a thing. It's out there, and it's a major threat, because if you and I can't do business, how can we operate? How can we function? And do we really want banks in the business of telling us who can bank and who can't? And remember, banks really aren't supposed to be able to do this because they're federally regulated. See, this is not the same as, a private corporation that is non-public. These banks are public entities that are federally regulated. Okay, so no, debanking should not be a thing. Debanking should not be a thing. The only reason you should be debanked is for illegal activity, or for provable, convictable, illegal activity, as defined by the law. But that's not what we've seen happen. So we've got an article up that we'll link to at American Family News, or another Daily Caller also did a great piece on this. So we'll link to that on the podcast page at afr.net. Moving on, there was at the Republican debate, there was of course multiple people there: Vivek Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie, and then Senator Tim Scott. That was, I believe, the 4 or 5 there. And we got a clip here of Ramaswamy. I want to play this clip. He called out Ronna McDaniel, the RNC chairwoman, on the stage in his opening remarks, and it caught a lot of people's attention. And we'll weigh in on it after the fact. But let's listen to clip 1.
Let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about it. Who's moderating this debate? This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about, and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, and I've got Kristen Walker, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years. Was that real, or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go. Mr. President. We need accountability because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story. And they're going to rig this election with accountability.
Oh, that's quite humorous there. He makes some valid points, though, The most valid point he makes is the point about why on earth do we have NBC moderators at the Republican debate? Kristen Welker to be one of them. And Lester Holt. Why? And there's really no good answer. It just doesn't make sense. But this is the modern Republican Party, for the most part. And it's get me here. It's a party that the leadership thereof, whether it be McConnell, Ronna McDaniel, Paul Ryan, Kevin McCarthy, the list goes on. It is a party leadership that wants relevance, but they want relevance in all the wrong places. They want to fit in with MSNBC. They want to fit in with NBC. They want to fit in with CNN. They want to fit in with Fox News. But they don't want to fit in with the voters. And that right there sums it up. And if you're not convinced enough already, let me flesh this out more. The voters on the ground are furious about this trajectory of our country. And that includes the fiscal and the moral, and those two are not exclusive, they go hand in hand. Voters are infuriated at the moral and fiscal direction of this nation. And it came to a head with the Tea Party movement, but that sentiment is still out there. But the leaders, they don't listen. They don't listen. Why? How do I know they don't listen and care? Is because they keep doing the same thing. What's the same thing? They keep printing trillions of dollars of our tax dollars that we don't have. Well, that's not the Republicans, Walker. That's the Democrats. No. Wrong. And this is where we miss it. When the Republican Party convinces you and me, the voter, that it's big bad Biden that's the problem, we miss it. We're duped. We're wrong. Because after all, under the Trump administration, they printed trillions upon trillions upon trillions, and that was partly under Paul Ryan and partly under Nancy Pelosi, and the entire term was under Donald J. Trump. Point number one. Point number two. They're not with the base on the moral issues, talking about the Republican Party, because they keep kowtowing to the pro-abortion crowd. And we're being outspent by the pro-abortion crowd on a 2-to-1 scale. And so it's one thing if the majority of the party was, or 3/4 of the party, was in this mumbo-jumbo ride the fence club, fairy tale land, where we think we can be squirmy on the issues and win elections. But that's not where we are. The vast majority of Republican voters want a drastic change in the trajectory of this nation. And that doesn't start with doing debates with NBC. We'll be back in a few.
The Lord hates a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that run rapidly to evil. My name is Abraham Hamilton III, and this is the Hamilton Minute. Superior Court Judge William Clark has ordered that a new Democratic mayoral primary election be conducted in Connecticut after surveillance videos emerged that captured a city official and former city councilwoman stuffing a ballot drop box with illegal absentee ballots. Judge Clark ruled that the footage showed city employee Wanda Jeter Pataki and former city councilwoman Eneida Martinez breaking the law by stuffing the drop box with illegal ballots. This is Democrat on Democrat election fraud. But after watching the videos, it doesn't look like this was their first time stealing an election.
Listen each weekday from 5 to 6 p.m. Central for the Hamilton Corner with Abraham Hamilton III, public policy analyst for the American Family Association. must know.
To this day, every human being born on this planet is the product of a male and a female. That's the way God set it up. God created us in his image.
A place where Facebook and YouTube have no control.
I think the command in Scripture relative to men and women is not mainly women sit down, but men stand up, act like men, lead as you're supposed to.
A place where we can no longer be canceled.
When the Scripture speaks, God speaks. And if you understand that rightly, then everything else simply falls into place.
The American Family Association presents the AFA streaming platform. Just visit streaming.afa.net for the latest films, documentaries, and AFA original productions. You'll even find videos from some of your favorite talk shows. All you have to do is create a free account at streaming.afa.net.
My name is Vladimir. I received my Operation Christmas Child shoebox during the harsh winter in Ukraine, where I grew up. My favorite item was minty dental floss. I remember thinking, wow, I guess they have interesting candy in America. I want children to experience the same unconditional love I did at the age of 9. To learn more or to pack a shoebox gift online, please visit SamaritansPurse.org/OCC. That's SamaritansPurse.org/OCC.
Send joy to a child in need with Operation Christmas Child. Simply pack a shoebox with fun toys, school supplies, and hygiene items. Then bring it to a drop-off location during National Collection Week, now through Monday. You can also build a shoebox online. The best part is the good news of Jesus Christ is shared.
チキンが鍋に入ってるから、ご飯と一緒に